a lot of people hyperventilate even more when they speak. This is also really interesting for public speaking, and also a good idea for this program to follow the rules or the guidelines, whatever you're going to call them. The idea is that you can hear a lot of people hyperventilate while they're speaking. They speak kind of like, okay, blah, 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 blah. It's like pumping themselves up. And you can really easily practice this if you're speaking one-on-one or you do public speaking or whatever, it doesn't matter. The idea is you take a book, and with this book you're going to, most of the times 2 weeks is enough. You're gonna read out loud for about 5 minutes a day. If you have children, this is really easy. If you have a partner, it will be better if you do it to somebody else. But if you're by yourself, that's okay too. But then you really need to listen how you speak. So if you're going to read out loud, you gotta make it interesting for the other person to hear. That's a really important part as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read out loud so you can understand what I'm saying. First of all, I'm going to breathe in my nose, through my nose, and then I'm going to read out loud until I have the feeling, the urge, okay, I need to breathe again. And I'm not going to breathe in through my mouth like rah, 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 you know. You're going to breathe in through your nose. So there's also a little pause in between. And for most people, this is really interesting as well. The mind can kind of tell you, oh, this is a really long pause. It's not nice for another person to listen at. But most of the times, it is a lot nicer to listen to somebody who speaks and waits a second, so you get more attention, especially when you're doing public speaking. Okay, so I'm going to breathe in my nose and I'm going to start reading out loud. On a crisp fall day, I drove a few hours north of Grove's home to a hot spring resort tucked beneath the shade of an ancient redwood. I see a dot there. Now I can breathe a little bit in again and continue. There were dusty yurts, heavily bearded men in toe shoes, women in braids, wearing turquoise, homemade granola and mason jars. And I can breathe in my nose again. It was exactly the kind of scene I'd expected. What I didn't expect was the corporate lawyers, architects in pressed polo shirts and muscle men in military-styled flat tops who had also gathered there. Okay? You get the idea? So, with reading, at least what I remembered from school is that they said you gotta look a little bit further away than what you're reading also. So if you see a dot coming or a comma, then you can breathe a little bit in and continue breathing. It makes it easier. So make it interesting for the other person to listen at, and also listen to yourself how you're kind of talking at that moment. And for the next 2 weeks, my suggestion is you do this two weeks, 5 minutes a day. You listen to yourself while you're reading out loud, but also during the day, listen to other people, how they talk. And for example, if you're listening to the radio or you're looking at YouTube's or whatever, look out how they're speaking, especially when it's kind of a podcast kind of environment. Look at how they're speaking and listen how they're speaking. Okay? Most of the times 2 weeks is enough. In the beginning it can be a little bit frustrating because you hear yourself doing it a lot. For example, and then you, oh shit, there, I do it again. That's okay. This is good because then you get aware of it. Then you get conscious of the situation, and then slowly by slowly you can unlearn breathing through your mouth while you're speaking. This is a really big topic because, as I say most of the times, it's a big hole in the boat. If you speak like this, then you're kind of pumping your energy out of yourself. You're kind of giving your energy away. So stay here. And this is the same with public speaking. If you do public speaking, be aware of how your feet are on the ground. Be aware, like with peripheral vision, be aware of the crowd you're talking to. And take your breathing with you. If you have any questions or remarks, please let me know. Otherwise, see you next time. Bye-bye.